Hello, welcome to the challenge. This is the Publish Your Book in 5-Day Challenge. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited that you decided to take on this challenge. It is definitely going to be something that is going to push you, but it is something that you can absolutely do if you hang in there and you stay here until the end. Okay, so this is the workbook, and the workbook is available inside of the Facebook group. Underneath files, you want to click files and then click here and download the workbook to your device. It'll go into your downloads and then you will have access to the whole workbook. It's 58 pages and you can zoom them in and zoom them out, or zoom them out and zoom them in as you please. Okay. Make sure that you read the welcome. There's a welcome there from me. There's instructions on how to use the workbook. These are my expectations. This is how you know if you're in the right place or not, okay? These are some affirmations for your mindset, because as you're working on your book, you're gonna get these things in your mind that say, you can't really do this. Why did you even sign up for this? Do you really think you're gonna write a book in a week? Are you serious? And even other people are gonna come to you and have those little negative comments. So just remember to come back to page 6 and you're gonna go through these affirmations, okay? All right, so I want you to set some goals this week. You tell me what it is that you plan on doing for the week, okay? You can put that in the chat or you can send it to me in a direct message. I'm curious as to what's your goal? What do you hope to do, okay? What I'm going to be teaching this week comes from my framework, and this is the framework that I have created for my clients. I also use this framework for myself when I'm publishing a new book. I've published 8 books so far. Every time I write a new book, I follow this process, and it's RAPS. So W is for writing, R is for revising, A is advertising, P is publishing, and S is for selling. Yes, all of these steps we will cover this week during the 5-day challenge. So make sure that you're paying attention, taking notes, and following the instructions, and you will be able to get through every single one of these steps as we go throughout the week. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about writing. It's all about writing. So everything that we do tonight is going to be you writing with your hands like a scribe, right? We're not going to do any typing until day 3. This is very important because a rough draft is your best friend, okay? Your rough draft is your best friend. So you always want to have notes inside of a notebook so that later on you start typing out your book, you will always be able to go back to the rough draft and you will be able to follow the instructions from the rough draft, okay? Never, never, never just get on the computer and start typing. That's a hot mess and it's a recipe for disaster. So get your notebook, get your pen or pencil, and you're going to be writing tonight, okay? All right, we're also going to be revising. That's why we have accountability partners, but we'll talk about that later. I'm going to be creating a little advertising tool for you for your social media, so you don't need to worry about that tonight. These are self-publishing websites where if you want to take this a step further outside of this challenge, you can actually publish to some of these sites yourself, and some of them are actually free. So we'll talk about those later. And then the bonus day is going to talk about selling. We'll cover that on day 6 if you have the bonus day. Okay, day 1, we're going to do market research. We're going to do target audience, and we're going to use some AI tools, okay? So right now, we're going to do this activity. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to ChatGPT. Okay, you can download this on your phone, or you can create an account on your computer. Okay, we're going to use ChatGPT. And we're going to do some market research. So let me see. Let me open up my account because I already have it. Okay. If you don't have a ChatGPT account yet, then just go ahead and watch what I do, and then you can open up an account later. Okay, so on the left or on the right, you can see my account where it says my GPTs and then log out and all that stuff. That's the top right. If you go all the way over to the top left, it says Chat GPT, Chat GPT Plus. You don't need to upgrade. You can just use Chat GPT, great for everyday tasks. Okay, that's fine. And then if you look off to the left, you see you can close that, you can collapse that window, but you can open it and it has all the things that I have ever searched for on Chat GPT. So I use this a lot, okay? So today I want you to do this. I want you to write down this question. We're gonna ask Chat GPT. What are the most popular categories of books on Amazon? Okay, so what are the most popular categories of books on Amazon? We're curious because we're doing research because we want to know what to write about. Okay, so here's the answer. The most popular categories of books on Amazon often vary, but generally these categories consistently perform well. Number 1 is fiction. Number 2 is nonfiction. Number 3 is children's books. Number 4 is education and reference. Number 4 is comics and graphic novels. Okay, these categories often reflect current trends and interests, so they can shift over time based on culture and societal changes. Okay, so these are the 5 categories. So if you can just sketch those out real quick onto your paper. Okay, I'll go over them again. Fiction is 1, nonfiction is 2, children's book is 3, educational reference is 4, and comics and graphic novels are 5, okay? So now what I want you to do, since you have all 5 of these written down, I want you to put a star next to the kind of book that you're going to be doing in the future or this week, right? So if you're going to do a fiction book, put a star next to it. If you're going to do a nonfiction, put a star next to it. 3, 4, or 5. Okay, that just goes in your notes. That's just for you. Now, here's another question that I'm going to ask about books. So what are the most popular categories of books on Amazon? So thank you very much, ChatGPT. Here's my next question. What are the best-selling books what are the best-selling book categories under the genre of nonfiction? So we want to ask this is a better question. This is more specific, okay? So what are the best-selling book categories under nonfiction? So now it's nonfiction. Okay, so you see it's biographies, memoirs, self-help, health, fitness, dieting, business and money, cookbooks, food and wine, parenting and relationships, history, politics and social sciences, travel, religion, and spirituality. You don't have to write all these down. I just want you to pick one of these categories. Okay, one of these categories that you're going to be writing about this week. Okay, is it going to be biography, self-help, health, business, cookbooks, parenting, relationships, history, politics, travel, religion, spirituality? What are you writing about this week? Okay, just jot that down in your notes. Okay, now you see how big this is. Let's ask an even better question. This is for me. So what kinds of books are women over 40 reading or buying right now? And I'm going to put in 2024. You see how I'm getting more specific? So what kinds of books are women over 40 buying in 2024? So there are self-help, health and wellness, biographies, fiction, cooking, relationship, travel, hobbies, spirituality, career, and business. Okay, so this is a lot. I actually want less. So what kinds? Let me ask a better question. What kinds of books are women over 40. You know what? I'm going to say career women over 40 in the United States. What kinds of books are career women of over 40 in the United States buying and reading? Let's see what they come up with now. See if they narrow it down for us. So career women over 40 in the USA are often drawn to, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's still a lot. So my questions aren't very detailed, right? These questions that I'm asking, they're not very specific because they're still giving me a ton of answers. So what I'm going to challenge you all to do is think of questions for ChatGPT. This is your homework, to give you a very narrow, specific focus, okay? Because I want you to decide on your topic. Let me ask it another question. What topics do women over 40 read about? See if they still give me a ton of topics. Yep, it's still a ton. Health and wellness, personal development. Oh, wait, relationships and family, career and business, finance and investing, fiction and literature. Yeah, this is even more. So your homework is to play with words and ask better questions to get a very narrow answer. Okay, this is still too broad. My questions are too broad. Okay, so you see these questions? You always want to make those questions better and better and better so that you get less. You want to get less. You want to get a very narrow focus. Okay, this is too many options. Okay, so that's your homework, is to play around with ChatGPT, ask it a ton of questions, right? And so you can get, I want you to get really clear on what your topic is going to be. Okay, so now we're going to shift gears. We're going to go back to the workbook. Okay, so we talked about ChatGPT. Now, your target audience. How are you going to figure that out? Let's go down here for a second. Okay, we just looked at ChatGPT. Okay, we've got questions in here. Okay, oh, this is what I want to show you. So my other questions were not really good. This is actually a much better question right here. Okay. So one of the topics that I talk about is mental health. Okay, so here's my question. I said, what are solutions? What are solutions? And I typed that in there wrong. That's a misprint. It should say, what solutions are people searching for around the topic of mental health? So I asked that question, and this is what they gave me. All of these different options, okay? But then I learned how to write a better question. So I went, let's go down here for a second. This is going into day 2, but it's still relevant for day 1. Where is that? Here we go. This is same question here. What solutions are people searching for around the topic of mental health? Okay, now here's a much better, look at how much better this is. After I learned how to actually ask better questions, I got much better answers. Okay, so check this out. This is what I said. Create a table with problems and solutions around mental health in the USA among women over 40. So see, this is way more specific, okay? So now it's saying, certainly, here is a table outlining common problems and solutions related to mental health among women over 40 in the USA. So here's a problem, access to care. Here's a description of what that means, and then here's the solution. Why is this important for authors? Because when you write a book, your book is not just your story. Your book is it's talking about a problem, and it's giving people a solution. Okay, if you know who you're talking to and you know what the problem is and you can give them a clear solution, they're gonna buy the book, they're gonna hire you to talk, and they're also gonna hire you to coach them. How do I know? Because that's what happened to me several times. Every time I wrote a book, I listened to what people were asking questions about. I wrote a book, solved a problem. They bought the book. They hired me to speak and to coach. And that's the way it's done. Okay. So you have to get really good at asking amazing questions. And when you ask amazing questions, you get really good answers. Okay. So I want you to use ChatGPT. That is it. So now let's go to your homework for day one. You're going to be using ChatGPT. Okay. So day one, I want you to write down data from using online AI tools, which is ChatGPT. I want you to analyze the data and write a paragraph to explain what you learned from your research. So you have to know your topic, you have to know a little bit about your target audience, and you have to go online and do the research, and you're going to write it in your notebook. Because remember, you're not typing anything yet. You're not copying, you're not pasting. You're writing, you're taking notes, you're doing research, and you're writing it in your notes. Okay? That is it for tonight. Day one is done. Your homework. Let's go to your homework. You also have another part of your homework, which is to create a video. Okay? So, homework. Create a 2 to 3 minute live video to introduce yourself again. Explain what your biggest takeaway was from class. Explain what you learned about yourself, and explain what you learned about your topic. Okay? Whatever your topic is, you should be learning something from that. Okay? So, homework. Create a 2 to 3 minute video live. Introduce yourself. Explain your biggest takeaway from class. Explain what you learned about yourself, and explain what you learned about your topic. Okay? That's it. This video will be available right after class. So you can watch this video again and again and again to refresh your memory on anything that we covered tonight. Okay? This is day one. Remember, give yourself an opportunity to get rest every night. Do not try to stay up late. That's not going to help you. Make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you stay in touch with your accountability partner. Participate in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, you need to get in the Facebook group right away so that I can start answering your questions under the discussion. Okay, you're going to put your questions right in here. Okay, that is it for tonight. I will see you tomorrow for day 2. See you later.